friends, so all the more reason to give up.
You do one little thing that get you closer to whatever. Maybe I sound a lot dismissive, but I don't really care. Yeah, what the fuck does that do? And if the day after you didn't progress, that's okay. We are gonna watch Mira West. She did apparently a video about having no friends at 21 years old. That got pretty popular, 6 million views. But 4 years ago. But we are not gonna react to this one. We are gonna react to the one she did, so 4 years later. Talking about 3 lessons I've learned since recording my No Friends video. Let's see where she is and how she felt since then. Because I bet a lot of people talk to her, give her advice, or try to be friend after. So let's see the evolution.
I just read a comment on my No Friends video that said, I was 20 when I first saw this, and now I'm 23 and still have no friends, so all the more reason to give up. And I want to address that quickly. I just felt a burst of passion. I want to share some things that I learned on my journey of having no friends or growing up and struggling to make friendships. You can choose to start on a journey of self-discovery and healing and figuring out your issues. And you can start right now. And if you make that decision to get to know yourself and understand why you are the way you are and why you're having the issues that you're having, and you look at it with curiosity and optimism, you will just naturally...
That is quite important. Maybe not necessary, but it will help you a lot if you trying to understand what is putting you in this situation, even what behavior you do, but not in a self-flagelling kind of way, but in more in curious, positive way. If you are able, it's not easy, but if you are able to see it as a game, discovering, hey, actually I do that because of this, or hey, maybe it's because I'm doing that, but getting curious and excited about what you're discovering, it will tremendously help you finding more about it and changing it, I guess. The positive wheel is much more efficient.
Actually make the steps needed to progress in a positive direction over years. And I know that because that's what happened. For the last 3 or 4 years, I've been on that journey of figuring myself out and figuring out why I was struggling so hard to form connections. Because you have to think, if you have no friends, you have to accept that you're the common denominator. It doesn't mean that something is wrong with you per se, but it does
very true, all this.
There's something about you that you have to figure out and change. Even if that means just, you're not taking enough action. So, the most important thing I learned over these years is that I have something called disorganized attachment. And yes, I've totally self-diagnosed, but it is just...
Okay, what the fuck is that? Give me a sec. Choosing therapy. Behavior from caregivers during of attachment developed when kids are raised in an environment that fear often involve abuse. Okay, what does it do though? I don't care. Evident in moment of anxiety emotion, especially for those who have history of emotional abuse or instability. Insecure attachment can look like someone who chooses solitude or is emotionally mute. Yeah. Okay, I don't care what it looks like. What does it do? Disorganized. I can feel impulsive. The individual to the lack of general understanding about what structure or order feels like. While people with disorganized attachments want to live unstable. Yeah, what the fuck does that do? I don't know. Attachment tend to want to connect with others and share in intimacy. Love, however, they put up a lot of barriers to protect themselves from abandonment. This is rooted in internal conflict, a general sense of uncertainty, feeling mystery. Wait, all this just for that? Detachment style R&D. What the fuck is that? Missive attitude, little interest in evident. Okay, I don't know about all that, but yeah, okay. Basically,
So
mean you
accurate,
putting
I
a lot of
was
barrier
sure
with
that
other.
somebody else would diagnose me with this. But and I feel excited about it because it explains absolutely everything about my struggle. And I feel like if you could relate to the video that I shared, maybe you have it as well. At
Okay.
least look up attachment styles, and try to figure out which one you have, because
Okay.
it's going to.
Maybe I sound a lot dismissive, but I don't really care. If that helps you, that helps you. I'm just careful with psych terms, very careful with it. So I prefer just seeing it like if she told that she put a lot of barrier, a lot of distance, even if she want to get close. That's more. Hello, everybody. So I made some more reading about the style of attachment, and it seemed to be really widely used, at least in Western psychology. And it determined basically give you a category of what happened in your childhood and how it influenced your behavior now. The only criticism I found are mostly that those are not that are too specific to closed interbox, or that well it's a bit too diagnosed, and that people think it has more influence than it really has. That are the only critiques I saw, and there are not much people from what I've seen that critique this way. So yeah, I encourage you to find out with your psychologist, psychiatrist, like she said, to find out what kind of style of attachment you are, if that can help you. Go for it.
Explain so much about who you are and how you attach to people, and it gives you a starting point that you can work off of. So that was extremely helpful to me. The other thing that is equally as helpful, the thing that it all came down to, is you have to learn how to be authentic. I know for a fact that I was not authentic and I still struggle. But when I
Okay.
try to make friends, I always put on just a natural persona of myself, which is a very agreeable, nice, goody two shoes,
Oh, that okay.
doesn't swear person, just a total people pleaser with almost no personality, a very good listener, as I described. So I was not being me.
Wait.
A person, just a total people pleaser with almost no personality, a very good listener, as I described. So I was not being me. And to be honest, I didn't know how
Okay.
to be me because I had learned to be that way growing up, because that's what was expected and accepted and loved. Especially with a Christian background, you're trained to be agreeable and nice, and people love you for that.
Yeah, especially if you're a woman in those kind of environments that make a lot of sense. There is other environments, um, that religious one that make women behave like that. And it's hard. It's a hard habit to get rid of for sure.
So it took me a lot of time, and I'm still on the
Yeah.
journey of getting to know who I am and what I stand for. And this last year, I have learned so much about what.
That is true, because it's not just faking the could it choose or accept his size? Can we say that in English? Behavior. It's literally diminish your personality by. It's basically the fake it until you make it, except in a negative way, in a personality diminishing way. So the person doesn't even know what she like, when what she wants, or those kind of thing. If she's so much trained to be sweet and discreet. I will describe it like that.
What my actual opinions are. So if I can give you a first step, it is to start figuring out what you actually think about things, what you actually believe, who you are. Think about every single topic you can and figure out where you stand on those topics. And it's
Yeah.
totally okay if you change your mind in the future. That's part of life. That's good.
That's
but you
true.
do need.
It goes with what I said on the previous video about the students, where you need to find your hobbies and passion to find your community. If you couple that with that advice of trying to think of different topic that you never think about and trying to find your opinion on it, it will develop as the same way your personality as the same way as finding new passion and hobbies, because you develop your identity, you flourishing it. And by doing so, of course, there will be people that will be displeased by you. But at the same time, if they are unable to communicate and be friends with you, even if you have a different opinion, that's making you gain time. So find your hobbies, find your opinions, don't get stuck in them, still keep open-mindedness, and it will help you keep your liberty to change opinion and passion later as much as you want by accepting other views. And by doing so, you will find like-minded people with the same values, with same fun interests to do together. It will, by discovering you, you will find which person you will click, and it will be easier for you to stay clear of people that are not fit to be in an healthy relationship with you.
To figure out if you have opinions and start to even communicate your opinions, or at least not be afraid to say something that you think others will disagree with. Because the best thing that I learned is that the more you share of your opinions and your thoughts, the real you, and the more you offend people, the more you're going to get rid of all of the people in your life that you never should have had in your life in the first place. The people.
Yeah, like I said, it will filter the people that are unable to accept your different opinion. Just don't go overboard with upsetting people, okay? There is no need. You can say your opinion, you can have your personality, that is not rude until a certain point, okay? Obviously. It's not either you're a sweet, quiet person or rude, but the threshold is further than you think, but there is still a threshold. It doesn't disappear, right?
People who don't actually like you. And then you will attract people who are like-minded and who actually love and embrace who you are. I made such a mistake making friends or trying to make friends with people who I did not align with in any way. And I faked myself and pretended to be something I was not. And that was just awful for all of us. So.
Now we are talking for much further in the future, but once again, don't go too far. Once you are able to make friends, don't make friends that only agree with you, just because you want people that goes with your personality. There is interest and riches in the diversity of your friends. Friends that disagree with you, but are able to stay respectful, stay caring, are much more important or useful or whatever you want to call it, than people that always agree with you, always have the same opinion, but the day you are in trouble and there is something where you disagree, we let you go. I'm obviously exaggerating, but it's to show the problem. It's much more important to find someone that is able to disagree and stay cool than someone that always make you feel up, gas you up, but is actually ungenuine because the moment you disagree will shit on you, basically.
So, be yourself, but even deeper than that, start today on a journey of figuring out who you actually are, and then begin to communicate that to the world. Express yourself. There's kind of an awesome byproduct of this, which is the more you express yourself and the more you embrace the most authentic version of yourself, the more confidence you're going to feel. You're going to feel
Also true.
self-confident and self-accepting, and you'll be like, wow, I'm actually like a self-actualized human being, and I know what I stand for, and I have self-respect. And that's going to give you more confidence to actually pursue friendships with the people that you think are so cool. Because I said in my video,
that is true. Because little by little, you will see that you can be yourself with every weird passion you have, every weird opinion you have, with other, and still be safe by doing that. That will give you the confidence that nothing is wrong with you. Even if something is wrong with you, that is fine. You will be okay. And it will help you getting that confidence to go see people. They are not for you. You move on to the next. More than trying to fit a box that doesn't fit you and always having that anxiety that if you go outside that box, something's wrong gonna happen. So it's very good to know what shape you are, put that shape on display, and see that you will be okay.
because I said in my video, the initial one, that I thought I would see people like far away and be like, that person is so cool. I want to be their friend, but I'm not good enough. I can't. There's no way that they would like me. And I mean, some people misunderstood what I meant when I said cool, but what I meant when I said cool is that it was somebody who I felt like I actually aligned with, somebody who I thought was authentically themselves, and somebody who was exactly how I wanted to be. But I was always intimidated by that and that kind of person.
Okay.
So the more you are that kind of person, the more you feel confident to actually pursue friendships with the people that you should be friends with. That's all I'm going to say for now because I'm out of space. And I'm for sure going to record a new video on this topic because there's so much to say, but I had to share some of that. Start on a journey today, and I swear to you that you will get to a better place in a few years. It takes day by day action, and you don't have to fix all of your problems right now. If you just make the
That's
decision,
important to
that's
know.
all you have to do is make the decision that you're going to start on a journey of figuring yourself out and working on your issues and going on a journey of self-love and self-acceptance. As long as you make that decision, you're going to make progress, I promise.
Okay, well, that was interesting. Like she said, what's important is not to fix the problem instantly. You're more, except if you're extremely lucky, it will not happen. But it's doing the little steps, like I said in the previous video, than trying to augment your probability of things to go right every day, little by little. That's great. Okay, if tomorrow you do one little thing that get you closer to whatever objective you have for yourself, that's great. And if the day after you didn't progress, that's okay. Just try to make it a little bit more next time. And little by little like that, you will get closer to it. Other than that was an interesting video because you see 3 years later, I on purpose didn't watch the first one. But you see that person, at least on camera, seems a bit more confident on how to approach people and make friends. You see that that confidence must come from at least a bit of success in doing things better. She seems to feel better about herself and knowing herself better in social interaction. Even if, like the comment she said at the beginning, someone 2 years later, she still has no friends. sure, you still have no friends, but did you know yourself better? Did you make any progress in taking steps to get closer? If the answer is yes, that's good. If the answer is no, well, it's normal you have no friends. You didn't take any steps to augment the probability. So you just hoped that luck made it work. So yeah, try to make little steps, provoke your luck by augmenting probability by little steps. Internet is full of advice for that. Otherwise, come on the Reddit or the Discord to try to find like-minded people or directly friends or just advice. There is a lot of little advice that not only will help you getting closer to your objective, but also make you feel a bit more confident and better than, well, I did something that is good. I did a little bit of progress. And that's very valuable for Star. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the video. I recommend you watching this or our first video to get a bit more context, or the previous video on another girl that felt really lonely for not having friends. That will give you a lot of more context on my comments. Okay, see you.